Hey guys, Mike here from Lunch Money Comics. I'm back in my longtime home of Ipswich, Massachusetts at True North Ale Company for yet another brewery comic book show. I'm pretty excited to taste some good beer, have some awesome food, of course see some comic books, but I'm mostly excited to see some friends, not only some from the hobby, but some childhood friends as well. I'm pretty excited for this one, guys. Let's go inside and check it out. Thank you. Hey. Alright, it's a brewery, and over here we got the show. And there's the man, the myth, the legend himself with some Golden Age Superman.
Hey, look at this stuff.
Wow. Hey, come on, good to see you, buddy.
What's up,
Awesome.
Mike? How you doing, bud?
I'm excited to be here.
Class number 1.
Really?
Hey.
Awesome. Oh, the Labyrinth one's great.
Oh, he stole that book.
All right, yes, I'm absolutely gonna pick one of these up before the day is out. Awesome stuff. Sean, what's up, buddy? Chinmo here. What's up, 3 men? How you doing? Nice. All right, they even have stuff outside. Let's go check it out. Lots of good stuff here. It's a bit chilly though.
It is chilly. And then I don't have anything after that. Basically, I do pods when I have nothing else to do.
Right, here you are, 14 back.
It is, I totally
I do great. You pull a good card, come on back, maybe he'll do some trades.
It's gone.
I'll be
Cold?
freeze my ass.
All right, now I have to get myself a beer. All right. All right, I have a flight of IPAs here, my favorite kind of beer. Excited to try them all. Good. Just a quick reminder, if you go to an event like this and you plan on drinking, make sure you drink responsibly and bring a designated driver.
I got this from Larry. I'm taking them for like $20 for this and the second one. I sold it on eBay for $50.
Food time. Oh, sorry, bud. Hey. Awesome, thanks. Yeah. Brisket. All right, so I spent the last 2 hours eating and drinking and hanging out with friends, so let's actually buy a comic book or two, all right? We're at Buzz Comics here. I want to look at his first Blade. What are you getting this boy?
Look at this 600.
Yeah, no, it's in good shape. Yeah, what about this one?
Not as good.
No, not quite there, but
Still a cool book.
very cool. And the Rhino. Super careful here. It's not bad. Some color issues on it, but
This is Peter Laird. Jim Lawson. This is Yeah, this is Candy Pond. Maybe the one shot.
Dude, that is amazing.
You know, if you, between now and October, are...
Oh, that's mint, though.
They say there's about 4,000 of them out there. It was issue 11. They were going to go biannually. And that was the only issue they ever did.
We got a ton of $1 books here.
First Herbie the Robot.
You got a first Herbie for $1? That is a huge score, man. Nice find.
Discover John Byrne.
Wow. All right, I gotta look through here then. Oh, it's a John Byrne cover. I love this John Byrne cover. It's an awesome one. All right, guys, we're going hands-free right now because this whole New Mutants run is full of not only key issues, but a lot of stuff I need in my run. You know, we got first Demon Bear here. These are great. This cameo of Demon Bear. And of course, I don't have my list on me, which is silly because normally it's digital. Let's grab a handful here. Oh, you always got to be careful when they're not bagged and boarded too. Wow.
Because I mean, if you do the math, you're looking at basically 50 cents above anywhere else. Exactly.
Well, I could fit
300 in a long box.
Right. So you're talking about 33 cents a piece at that point.
Yeah. So it is a little less than 50. Because I was thinking it was 50 cents and 150. Yes, you're right.
Price that one, though.
Hmm?
You didn't put a price on that one. Or is there a price on it?
Both of these. That's like
Yes.
30.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about the price. It's $2. Even if it's a set, it's $2.
Oh, okay, great.
Cool.
You're on one now too, right?
All right, guys, that was a fantastic time. Truth be told, I spent most of it hanging out with my friends, eating and drinking, but I got some pretty insanely awesome stuff to show you. So let's go home. I'll show you guys everything I got. So there you go. That was another awesome Clam City Comic-Con held at True North Ale Company in my old hometown of Ipswich, Massachusetts. As I said in that intro, yeah, of course I was there for the comic books, but mostly I was excited to try some great beer and barbecue and mostly hang out with friends, not only ones from the hobby, but especially ones I grew up with. Like I said, this is where I'm from. I have tons of friends and family in the area, and I had some friends meet me that I've known, since I was 6 years old. Truth be told, guys, I spent most of my time in the tap room hanging out with these great people and watching the Celtics in the playoffs. But these great brewery shows are put on by my good friend Josh from Buzz Comics. It's actually the third show he's put on in Massachusetts in the last year, and they're always a great time. I tell you guys, I like these smaller shows in general, but you put them at a cool venue like this, and it's definitely an experience worth having. Now, if you are in New England and you're interested in going to one of these shows as well, I always post about it on Instagram. Follow me there under Lunch Money Comics IG, and you can also follow Josh directly. I'll put a link down in my description to where you can contact him. I'll also put it right here on the screen, his Instagram account. Absolutely worth going to, guys, if you ever have an opportunity. All that being said, I did also get some great comic books with some fantastic stories attached to them. So you guys know the drill. If you like this sort of stuff, do me a huge favor. Go down, hit that like button. It really does help build the channel and get the word out there. And also, of course, like I said, you can follow me and Josh on Instagram. Definitely do so if you want to find out about future shows in the area. So the first things I want to show you are actually not comic books, they're posters. So for every one of these brewery shows, Josh commissions Big Teddy Studios to make a promotional poster, and they are awesome. So this is the one from this show. It's done by a guy named Ken, who I had signed this right here. I think these are just really cool, pulpy posters. He does really great work. He's always set up at the shows with all of his, other art. I'll definitely put some links down in my description. Make sure you check out their work, guys. They just do really, really cool stuff. Yeah, and I really like it. I'm trying to collect all of these. I'll put it up on the wall. Thought it was really fun. But when I was talking to Ken, I mentioned that the very first show I went to, which was at the same brewery, I forgot to get one of these. And he said, actually, I have one left. So not only did I get the one from this show, I was able to get the one from last year as well, the very first one. Once again, Ken signed it as well. So I thought these are really cool, guys. They're $5 each. You can't really go wrong. I absolutely love their art. However, I have a quick story to tell you guys because the last show I went to, a brewery show, was actually down in Medfield, Massachusetts at 7th Wave Brewing. I also got the poster there, and it looks like this. You see there's a sticky note right here that says, "Not Godzilla." Well, there's a story behind this. So listen, guys. When I do my YouTube videos, when you hear me speaking right now, this is completely off the cuff. This isn't scripted. I'm not reading anything. I'm just winging it for the most part. And I do make mistakes from time to time. Often they're Freudian slips, just a little slip of the tongue. But I do make mistakes. I almost always catch them. 99% of the time, if I don't catch them immediately, I catch them when I'm editing the video. But sometimes they sneak through. Case in point, one time I was talking about the New Warriors and I said New Mutants by accident because I had just talked about a New Mutants book. Not a big deal. However, I missed it when I was editing the video, and because the internet doesn't let you forget anything, several people corrected me. They knew what I meant though. It happened very recently when I said that Green Lantern killed Gwen Stacy. Clearly, I meant Green Goblin. I'd been talking about the Green Lantern a few minutes before. Sometimes they sneak through. I don't catch them. And it's great. All of you guys, make sure I don't forget it. But this was a little bit different of a story because this poster here, when I was at the last show, I saw it for a grand total of about 10 seconds, decided I would buy it, and then I came in and immediately did my after part that I'm doing right now. And I held this up and I said, here we have this beautiful, homage to the, wave off Kamigawa, and we have Godzilla behind it holding a beer. I edited the video, still didn't catch it. I post the video, it's going to come out in another week or so, and then I'm hanging this on my wall and I realized, oh, come on, Mike, what kind of nerd are you? This is not Godzilla. This is Gamera, the big turtle. You can see his turtle shells peeking out right there, and you see his big teeth, which really give it away. So now I had a choice to make. Do I pull down my entire video to edit that little part out, put a little, text clarification there, or do I let it ride? Do I let it ride thinking, yeah, a couple people might call me on it, but they know I could be using Godzilla like in general terms, as in like a big lizard kaiju. It's fine. No one's going to care. That video came out, guys, and I thought people were going to comment on the fact it was a great show. It was my birthday. I got some great books, met some great people. I thought it was a great video, and no less than 20 people corrected me. This is not Godzilla. It's Gamera. And even then, those, 20 comments were liked like 30 times. Guys, I knew I'd be corrected. However, that was shocking to me. I told my friends, it's become a running gag with us. They send me pictures of like Mothra and they go, hey Mike, look, it's Godzilla. I get it. Yeah, I screwed up. I made a mistake. Lesson learned. So again, I'm poking fun at myself, guys. I appreciate everyone's comments out there, especially if you're correcting me. Absolutely call me on it. I thought it was really, really funny, and I leave this as a reminder never to make a mistake on the internet. I hang it up with this right there. So that being said, guys, for these other two posters, I did my research this time. I want to make sure I get it right, so I get my geek cred, card, my membership card back. So right here, I'm pretty sure this is Mothra, right here. This is Bender from Futurama, and this one here we have this is Mecha Luke Skywalker, and this lovely lady right here is Frodo Baggins. So I'm taking back my geek credential card. Hopefully you guys agree. These are pretty awesome. All joking aside, guys, let's talk about some comic books now. The first comic book I want to show you is actually one of the last we saw in the footage. I got it from my friend Kit of Amazing Comics, who is also the coordinator of the Western Mass Comic Book Show, which is coming to Greenfield, Massachusetts very soon. I'll definitely put some links down in my description. If you're in New England, guys, it's absolutely worth a trip to this great show. It's a smaller show, but the names they have coming this year are unbelievable. You're not going to want to miss this one. I hope to see you guys there. But Kit also has some great comic books, and he also has fantastic prices. Last time I was at a show, the only book I bought from him, and he had a price on this book, a book I've wanted for a long time. I could not say no to. And here it is. This is The Avengers number 43 from 1967, written by Roy Thomas, art, pencils, and cover by John Buscema. And of course, this is the first appearance of Alexei Shostakov, aka Red Guardian. And the Red Guardian is basically a Soviet super soldier, the equivalent of Captain America. Very cool character, great design, and I think a lot of people know who he is these days because he appeared in the MCU. He was in the Black Widow movie played by David Harbour, who will be reprising the role in the Thunderbolts movie. However, the MCU version is very different than the one in the comic books because whereas in the MCU, he's sort of like the foster father of Natasha Romanoff's Black Widow, in the comics, he's actually her husband. Yeah, he's actually her husband in here, so they have this weird history between each other. And yeah, guys, I actually did read this book. I love reading my Silver Age books when I get them. I can't help but to read that pulpy goodness, you know, this sort of a sort of wholesomeness from the 60s I just absolutely love. And in this comic here, actually, it's not the entire Avengers going up against him. It's actually only Hercules and Hawkeye. So Hercules had just joined the team, and both these guys don't really get along, so it's kind of cool to see them go up against a sort of a big threat in Red Guardian, and at the end of this book, they get captured, and then the Avengers are basically coming to save the day. So I love reading these old books, guys. They're really cool. I love the cover design on this one. You can see this in writing on it. Someone wrote 5 cents in marker there, and because of that, Kit sold this to me for $20, which I think is a great price, but I do not care about the marker, guys. It's a great book. It was fun to read. Happy to add this to my Avengers collection. Pretty great book there. So all the rest of these books I got from the same vendors, 2 guys named Randy and Christian. Now, I'd actually bumped into Randy at a show in the past, never actually really spoke with him, but he was talking to Josh about just stuff about, you know, comic book shows, things like that, because he's also a comic show coordinator. And he knew who I was. You know, again, we bumped into each other in the past, and he'd actually watched my channel, and he just wanted to have a conversation with me. And guys, what a great, gracious guy. I mean, he's one of those people that just knew everyone in the industry back in the day from all the shows that he helped work on. And he knew, watching my channel, that I was into Dave Stevens, and he actually knew Dave back in the day. He knows everybody, right? And it was adorable because we actually filmed a little kind of like, you know, us talking to, you know, each other about all this stuff. But after I filmed it, he's like, you know, I don't want anyone thinking I'm name dropping. So he didn't want me to put it in the video. Totally fine. He's a very, very humble guy. And he just wanted to talk to me about comic books and about all the, you know, shared things that we love, but also about a couple of shows that he's a coordinator of that are coming up. And there's shows that I'm absolutely going to. So there's a big show and a small show. Let's talk about the big show first. He is one of the coordinators for the massive Wicked Comic-Con in Boston. This is one of the biggest shows in New England, guys. It's sort of a pure comic book show. I went last year with my son and godson, and it is awesome. Not only is it just incredible comic books, but the talent that they get there. The comic creators are awesome. And I met some really great people last year, got some great things signed, and it was just a fantastic experience, you know, that I had with the boys. So I can't wait to go back to WickedCon, absolutely. And he says they have some great surprises planned as well this time. So this is happening in August. I will absolutely be there. If you're in New England, definitely try to stop by that one. But the other one is actually a new one. This is actually pretty cool. He is the sole coordinator of this. This is the Southern New Hampshire Comic Bash, which is coming to Nashua, New Hampshire in October. Yeah, it's a smaller show, but they're going to have, of course, wall-to-wall tables of comic books and artists as well. Looks like it's sort of a Halloween themed show. I will absolutely be going to these guys. I like the smaller shows, absolutely. So I told him I would mention both of these on the channel. He was very appreciative of that, and he actually had a book he wanted me to have. It's not one I probably would have picked out, but in retrospect, it's really, really cool. It's this. So what the heck is this? This is Elvira Meets H.P. Lovecraft #1. It's from 2024. It's brand new, and this is a virgin variant by Adam Hughes. You see the AH right there, and it's 1 of 1,000. So yeah, guys, I normally don't buy into sort of the manufactured scarcity. I don't love like variant covers that much, but that being said, this is a beautiful cover, and I like the fact it's a virgin variant. It's just, it looks fantastic. It looks great. Very cool. And a couple interesting factoids about here. Randy, again, he's not dropping these names. I'm doing it on his behalf. He actually knows Elvira, the actress who plays Elvira, as well as Adam Hughes. And he told me that Adam Hughes is one of the big names coming to WickedCon this summer. So I might actually have this signed by Adam Hughes. That I thought would be pretty darn cool. But of course, guys, you know, I always feel a little uncomfortable when people give me things. I have to buy comics from them. So I decided to buy some comics from him and Christian. And it wasn't very hard because they had ludicrously good prices there. So they had tons of boxes of back issues. They got a new collection in, unbagged, unboarded. They were $1 each, unless you got 100 of them. If you got 100 books, they were 50 cents each. I was there with my buddy Zach, a friend of mine, a coworker of mine who's trying to finish an Avengers run. He pulled out like 80-something books. I was like, I'll help you get to the 100. And I grabbed out a whole bunch of stuff that I was interested in. Guys, if I had more time, I probably easily filled up a long box of this stuff. As it was, I just got a small stack of comic books here. Again, these were all 50 cents each. Starting with this, we have Alpha Flight number 3. Awesome John Byrne cover. Actually, John Byrne did everything on this. He did the pencils, he did the inks, he did the writing, and this is a great cover of Aurora of Alpha Flight, and this reminds me a lot of the Negative Space cover that John Byrne did on Spectacular Spider-Man 101, one of my favorite covers. Great comic book. I always pick up this one when I can. For 50 cents, I thought it was a great deal, and it's definitely better than my current copy I have. Another John Byrne good cover here. This is Wolverine number 23. Just great John Byrne stuff, guys. Absolutely love John Byrne. Then we have a whole bunch of New Mutants, another run I'm trying to finish. You know, these are written by Chris Claremont. This is New Mutants number 3. This is the first cameo appearance of Demon Bear. His first full appearance, I think, is New Mutants number 18, because Chris Claremont's always thinking like way out in his plotting. Just really cool cover there. I actually got 2 of those because they're such a cool comic book. I also got 2 of these. This is New Mutants number 9, first appearance of Selene, the Black Queen, the oldest Marvel mutant. Some people will argue that, but I'm pretty sure she's the oldest one. She's kind of like a psychic vampire. Yeah, 2 first copies of that. We have New Mutants number 13, first appearance of Doug Ramsey, also known as Cypher, who can basically interpret anything, any language at all. He actually was the interpreter for the island of Krakoa in the most recent X-Men storylines. Also, I believe it's the first time the character Magma takes on that name and persona. She's a mutant covered in magma. That's why she's called that. So pretty cool. And the last cheap book here, I got New Mutants number 29. I always get this book, guys. This is the first appearance of Guido, aka Strong Guy, who is just a big, strong, dumb mutant. He appears in this issue as like a bodyguard, basically like a bouncer. Cover art painted by Bill Sienkiewicz, who also did the interior pencils. I love Bill Sienkiewicz's painted style, guys. I don't love his pencil work so much, but he's a master of multiple different styles. So whenever I can pick up these Bill-esque covers, I absolutely do so. And first appearance of a minor X-Men character. So yeah, guys, I got all those really cheap, 50 cents each. Can't say no to that. But it wasn't just those books they had cheap. I mentioned they were both friends with Dave Stevens. So I don't know if they take his books for granted or not knowing how sort of explosive they are right now. Everyone's looking for them because of the documentary. The price is going up. They had a stack of Dave Stevens comics. They were only charging $5 each. They were all great. Most of them are Rocketeer, but I had to get one, and it was this one. This is Star Slayer number 2 from 1982. And although the cover of this is Star Slayer by Mike Grell, this is known as the very first appearance of the Rocketeer, who's on the back cover as done by Dave Stevens. Yeah, very first appearance is Star Slayer number 2 by Pacific Comics. $5 for this comic book, guys, all day, every day. Absolutely love the Rocketeer. It's my favorite thing that Dave Stevens did. Very happy to get this for $5. However, that isn't the only Dave Stevens comic that I got. Like I said, Christian and Randy knew Dave in life, and they had a ton of comic books by him. But here's the thing, guys. Like I said, everyone's talking about Dave Stevens now because of the documentary. His books are on fire. They're going up in price, and it seems like every YouTuber is talking about them. And I don't know what it is, guys. Maybe it's the nonconformist in me, but I don't like talking about the really popular things. Everyone else is already doing that. Why am I going to add to this echo chamber and talk about this stuff and clutter up, the narrative already? So, truth be told, I've actually bought Dave Stevens comics recently and chose not to talk about them on my channel. Yeah, I just didn't want to just bring up another Dave Stevens comic. So I actually hemmed and hawed over getting this next book, or at least showing it on the channel. But there was something so incredibly special about this book, I couldn't say no. For one thing, it's a book I didn't already have. And for another, it's signed. So this is Seduction of the Innocent. It's an Eclipse comic from 1985. In addition to being an awesome Dave Stevens cover that is signed, the history behind this is actually really cool. What this is on the inside is actually an unpublished black and white horror comic from 1954. The name of it was called Adventures into Darkness number 15. And if 1954 rings a bell, as well as this Seduction of the Innocent title, that's because 1954 is when the book came out, Seduction of the Innocent, which led to all of the congressional hearings that led to the Comics Code. And a lot of those books, those stories were destroyed or not published. So this one here is sort of an homage to, that bygone era when you could kind of publish anything. They reprint an unpublished story, only this time in 3D. It's not black and white, it's 2-color 3D. It comes with glasses. I think that's a really cool kind of history footnote, guys, and actually makes this a book, I think, worth checking out and reading with the 3D glasses. It's just super cool. But of course, Dave did this amazing Halloween cover with all these pumpkins. It's great. But the thing that jumped out to me, guys, is that Christian and Randy had several books signed by their friend. They were there when he signed them. They actually have certificates of authenticity on all of them, which is pretty darn cool. I've always wanted, for my small collection, I wanted something signed by Dave. He's not around anymore, died young and tragically, so it's hard to find these signatures. I was pretty excited to add this to my collection. And here's the crazy part, guys. They were selling everything cheap. I even told them they were selling things too cheap. They sold this book to me for $75. This book's in really good shape. That's kind of what this book goes for without a signature. I think that is absolutely ludicrously good. So yeah, Christian and Randy, absolutely thank you so much for getting this in my collection. Super happy to have this, as well as all the other books I got. Yeah, so guys, on the entire day, I got all these comic books for like $104. That's why I love going to these smaller shows, guys, not just to hang out with the people, but you can get way better prices on books. I think I did pretty good, including some absolute awesome keepers. I am very, very happy to add to my collection. How crazy is that? So head on down in the comments, guys, and let me know which of my pickups you like the best. And absolutely, guys, if you are in New England, make sure you're following me and Josh on Instagram so you know when the next brewery show comes out. They're always a great time. I'd love to see you there. And of course, definitely stay tuned for those other shows I mentioned. Wicked Con in Boston in August and the Southern New Hampshire Comic Bash in October. Can't wait to go to those as well. That's it, guys. In the meantime, I hope you keep hunting for comic books in strange and unusual places as well, like a brewery when you can find them. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.